In order to prove that all men are pigs, the entire nation's billion women united to create a male testing program, a test show for men, and they spent heavily to invite top-tier goddesses from various professions to join the test. These women use their beauty to tempt men to go to a hotel. But once the man actually goes, what awaits him is not only a group of muscular men arranged by the show crew, but also a globally humiliating livestream disaster. At this moment, I had no idea I had been selected for the show. The scene shifts. A fair-skinned, long-legged, beautiful girl suddenly appeared in front of me. The moment she showed up, the live stream audience exploded in excitement. This production crew has gone too far. How could a young guy resist the temptation of a campus belle? Even a rich and handsome man might not withstand it. The male viewers sighed in sympathy, but the female viewers were overjoyed watching the scene. All men are pigs. There's no way they can pass this test. And that guy clearly looks like a loser. The show has just started, but I can already picture them collectively failing. It's going to be a mess. The livestream chat was going crazy with messages, but I remained totally unaware. Still frowning in confusion, the scantily clad girl greeted me. "Hi, handsome. My name is Xia Bingbing. Sorry to bother you. I lost a game with my friends just now. Could you help me drink a bottle of liquor? If you help me, I'll let you make one small request. No matter what it is, I'll fulfill it." Hearing that, I instinctively sized her up again. Although I was tempted, my gut told me this girl was definitely up to no good. What decent person would ask a stranger to drink like this, and even promise to fulfill a condition? Just as I was about to refuse, a notification suddenly popped into my mind. "Congratulations, host for Awakening, the God-level choice system. Faced with the current situation, please make a choice, host. Option 1, agree to her request and receive the title bold and creepy guy. Option 2, refuse and scold her harshly. The host will receive a starting bonus of 1 million. Hearing this string of voices, I was a bit dazed, but my shocked expression to the audience looked like Pigsy seeing a goddess descend. Totally infatuated like a perv, just when everyone thought I was about to give in. I coldly glanced at Bingbing, then calmly said, "I don't drink. Find someone else. Find someone else." That sentence instantly shattered the viewer's expectations. What's going on? He actually rejected her? He should look in the mirror before turning someone down. What gives him the right to refuse? You guys don't get it. This is called playing hard to get. He's probably already dreaming pink fantasies inside. At this moment, Xia Bingbing's mind went blank. Since childhood, she's been the school beauty, constantly pursued by men. Now she was actually rejected by a total loser? Though furious, she managed to suppress her anger. She pushed up her cleavage a bit and looked at me with innocent eyes. "Weren't you just drinking, handsome? Are you saying that on purpose?" After saying that, she pouted, pretending to be all pitiful and wronged. In her eyes, all men were just simps. Give them a little sweetness, and they'll wag their tails. Xia Bingbing was convinced that no man could resist her act, but I suddenly threw the beer in my hand into the nearby trash can. I even shrugged at her casually. That totally broke Xia Bingbing. She was always worshipped by guys. When had she ever been treated like this? She was so angry her chest was heaving. But she had to hold back her rage. She pretended to be hurt and said, "Are you even a man? I'm just a girl. What if someone tries to get me drunk? Shouldn't you protect vulnerable women?" After hearing that, I burst into laughter. "You lost a game, what's that got to do with me? I just don't want to drink. What's wrong with that? And how are you considered a vulnerable group? Stop trying to guilt-trip me with morals." After hearing that, Xia Bingbing immediately jumped up. "How can you say something like that? I knew it, no man is any good." At first, I was hesitating whether to curse her out, but now that she said this much, I couldn't hold back anymore. "You're what, 18 or 19 at most, out drinking late at night, and dressed like that? If I say no, it's because I pity your parents for raising an ungrateful child, and I feel sorry for your school for admitting a student like you." Xia Bingbing was stunned by the scolding. She never expected to be yelled at by a loser in front of so many people. If it weren't for this being a show recording, she wouldn't even spare a glance at someone like me. Why am I ungrateful? How am I pathetic? Explain yourself. Do you know how hard your parents worked to raise you? They worked hard so you could study well, not so you could take their money and come to a place like this to drink with classmates and dress like that too. Have you even thought about what would happen if something went wrong? What would you do with the rest of your life? What would your parents do if your parents saw what you just did? What would they think? When I said you're ungrateful, you still had the nerve to argue back. Xia Bingbing's face turned red and pale by turns. She had also drawn quite a crowd around her. Some were even clapping and cheering. It made Xia Bingbing feel utterly humiliated. Inside, she was cursing my ancestors 18 generations back, but I had no intention of stopping. The school hopes students like you can grow up to be pillars of society, to serve the country one day. But instead of studying properly, you come to places like this, to indulge in drinking and partying. Do you really think your school would feel proud of you for that? Putting all that aside, do you think your behavior is worthy of yourself? Do you even know what you're doing? At this point, the livestream chat had already exploded. Female viewers in particular were extremely vocal. She just went out for a drink. Does it really need to be this serious? What era are we living in? People still criticize how others dress, seeing the way everyone was looking at her, and how rude I was speaking to her. Xia Bingbing felt a surge of anger. She decided to drop the act. Hands on her hips, she shouted, "Wake up. The Qing dynasty has long fallen. I study hard. So, what's wrong with relaxing a bit? By your logic, everyone in the world who drinks must be a terrible person." I let out a cold laugh. Not everyone who drinks at a bar is a bad person. But you're a college student. Coming to a bar dressed so provocatively is one thing. But then playing drinking games with bottles? That's not what decent people do. When you walked up to me earlier, I honestly thought you were a working girl. Xia Bingbing trembled with rage. She snapped back furiously. Don't bring up my parents every time. What era is this? Why are you still stuck in feudal thinking? You should take time to study foreign ideas. They're way more open-minded. People wear whatever they want. This country is held back because of people like you. You're dragging down the progress of society. Hearing that, I raised an eyebrow. Say no more. Just now, when you push your chest at me. And with your current outfit. If you have the guts to do that in front of your dad, then I won't say another word. What I said hit right where it hurt. Xia Bingbing was left completely speechless. Everything she had planned to say got stuck in her throat. She couldn't get a word out. Her face turned red and pale alternately. At that moment, I noticed a few school patrol officers and security guards nearby. I immediately stood up and walked over. Hello, I'd like to report something. Just now I saw a girl over there who claimed to be a student and was dressed extremely inappropriately. The head of the group immediately turned serious. Please describe the situation in more detail. If it's verified, we'll definitely deal with it strictly. I pointed to Xia Bingbing in the distance. It's her? She's a college student with no shame. She came to a place like this to play bottle drinking games. She said if I helped her drink a bottle, she'd fulfill one of my wishes. Students like her disgrace your school's reputation. I hope you can take her back and give her a proper lesson. Xia Bingbing gasped sharply at the sight. She never expected such a ruthless move from me. The live stream audience was also left dumbfounded. Male viewers were flooding the chat in excitement, screaming gender reversal. The screen exploded. Soon, the patrol team took Xia Bingbing away and told her to cooperate with the investigation. Meanwhile, a mechanical voice echoed in my mind. Congratulations, host, for overachieving the task. You are rewarded 3 million yuan and a Porsche 718. Cash reward has been credited. The vehicle will be delivered by midnight to the nearest parking lot from your location. Hearing the system's voice, I was completely shocked. I quickly pulled out my phone to confirm. Seeing the amount credited, I couldn't help but sigh. Just a verbal lesson. Earn me such generous rewards. Making money is way too easy. I recalled the nearest parking lot nearby and immediately headed in that direction. Just as I arrived at the parking lot, a familiar slim figure suddenly rushed at me. I quickly stepped back. Xia Bingbing glared at me angrily. I was just joking with you earlier, she snapped. Did you really have to call the patrol on me? You look like you're about 25 or 26, yet you're dressed so sloppy and unkempt. Your own life is already a mess. And you still have money to go drinking, yet you had the nerve to criticize me in front of everyone. That's just pure double standards. As soon as she said that, the live stream audience started chiming in. Yeah, look at the state he's in. And yet he still thinks he can lecture others. Dressed like a broke guy, hanging out in an underground parking lot. Looks like he's just playing hard to get. But I couldn't be bothered to explain. I simply turned and walked toward my Porsche. Seeing that I ignored her, Xia Bingbing started to panic a little. She immediately chased after me, pretending to slip on purpose, crying out as she fell to the ground. Her long legs were suddenly right in front of me. At that moment, a hidden camera nearby zoomed in, quickly focusing its lens on my face, ready to catch any perverted expression. But I completely ignored her. Didn't even pause for a second. Even the production team was caught off guard. If it had been anyone else, they'd be drooling by now. Right then, a young man in uniform came running over. "Your Porsche 718 has been delivered. Please confirm receipt." Xia Bingbing was so shocked her jaw dropped. The livestream chat was overwhelmed with exclamation marks. What is going on? This guy's actually a rich second gen. Gotta admit, he really dresses super down-earth. I seriously misjudged him. Suddenly I realized everything that guy said earlier actually made a lot of sense. Even the production crew sensed something was off. They quickly told Xia Bingbing to tone it down, in case she ended up offending this rich heir. Xia Bingbing took a deep breath. Trying to keep calm, she quickly stood up and immediately put on a pitiful expression. I thought about it carefully just now. Suddenly, I felt like what you said made sense, handsome. Everything you told me was full of positive energy. Bingbing understands now, so I followed you here to apologize to you. I'm really sorry, handsome. Seeing I still ignored her, Xia Bingbing quickly stepped forward and held my arm. Her eyes looked teary as she gazed at me. Brother, the school gates are closed now. I can't go back, and I don't have any money on me. Could you help me find a place to stay for the night? You're such a kind person. I'm sure you wouldn't leave a girl like me outside alone. What if I run into someone bad? Please, I'm begging you, my good brother. As she pleaded with me, Xia Bingbing gently shook my arm. Seeing this scene, the male viewers in the livestream were dumbfounded. Seriously, dressed like that, and saying those seductive words? What kind of man could resist such temptation? Isn't this considered cheating? But if he really is a good man, then he won't do anything inappropriate. Opinions were all over the place with no consensus. But after hearing Xia Bingbing's words, I instinctively glanced at her curvy figure. The corners of my lips slightly lifted. All right, fine. Wait here. I'll be right back. Seeing my expression, Xia Bingbing grinned smugly. He's finally fallen for it. Just wait. I'm not done with you yet. Female viewers who had been holding back also started speaking up. I thought this guy was some noble gentleman. Just look at his face. You can tell he's a total perv. In the end, a dog can't stop eating poop. Everyone thought I couldn't resist the temptation. The production team even gave a thumbs up, secretly speaking into their radio to give Xia Bingbing instructions. Nice job. Make sure to seize the moment. Expose his scumbag nature for everyone to see. If necessary, some sacrifices can be made. Praised by the crew, Xia Bingbing became smug. In her eyes, no matter how impressive he seemed, he was still just a man. Before, he was putting on an act, pretending to be some kind of gentleman. So, what if he's rich? Once you come back, I'll ruin your reputation completely. Although she thought that, her face didn't show it at all. She lowered her head and whispered into her hidden mic. Dear audience, I'm sure by now, you all have a general impression of this man we've been following. Next, I'll do my best to reveal to everyone the darkest side of this man's heart. After saying that, she flashed a righteous smile. Everyone in the live stream started to get nervous for her. I'm a guy, so I know where this is going. Say no more, brothers. Hand him a cigarette. What do you mean by that? Isn't Bingbing the one being harassed here? The crew better make sure she's safe. It's gone far enough. Maybe it's time to end it. If something bad really happens, her whole future could be ruined. Just then, the sound of footsteps echoed from the far end of the parking garage. And it wasn't just anyone. It was the security patrol team from earlier. Seeing me approaching with the team, Xia Bingbing was stunned on the spot. A wave of intense unease surged in her chest. Even the camera crew looked confused, but instinctively pushed the camera forward. Yet all they captured was my righteous expression. The viewers in the livestream were stunned too. They watched as I led the patrol team straight up to Xia Bingbing. I raised my hand and pointed. It's the student. She's been bothering me since we were at the bar. And now she's even followed me to the parking lot. She even begged me to take her home to sleep. This is absolutely disgraceful. You must investigate her thoroughly this time. She needs proper discipline. She doesn't even act like a student. Xia Bingbing looked like she had been struck by lightning. She was completely stunned. She stood frozen in place, eyes wide open, with an expression of disbelief, as she watched everything happening in front of her. What? This idiot reported me again. How could this be? When he left just now, he had such a pervy grin on his face. The live stream audience went wild with comments. Hey aha, this guy never lets me down. I'm convinced, totally convinced. This dude must be Liu Xiaohui reincarnated. Look at Xia Bingbing. Her face is turning pale and green. She must have already fantasized about getting him. But this is the result. Oh man, I'm dying laughing. If it were me, I'd want to crawl into a hole and maybe move to another planet. At that moment, Xia Bingbing also realized how serious it was. Her face turned utterly miserable. I then continued to speak. You're a university student, dressing like that at night, going out drinking and playing bottle games, and now you've got the nerve to tell a strange man you have nowhere to stay. That's just shameless. It's people like you who make others look down on innocent women. Do you even know what self-respect means? All these years of studying, did you shove your education down a dog's stomach? Even the patrol officers frowned and sighed. They had already felt ashamed earlier when they caught Xia Bingbing in public. It had embarrassed the whole school. If it hadn't been for a sudden call from higher-ups, they would have already taken her back to school. Luckily, there weren't many people here. Luckily, she met someone kind. The squad leader grew angrier the more he thought about it. He scolded, students should act like students. Your parents worked so hard to send you to school to study. They didn't send you to school so you could mess around. Hurry up and thank this gentleman. Today, you were lucky to run into him. If it were someone else, they would have shoved you into a car and taken you away. Your life would have been ruined. Xia Bingbing was so scolded she couldn't lift her head. She could only hold her collar with one hand and pull her skirt down with the other to cover her backside and bow to thank me. But in her heart, she was cursing all my ancestors. Who do you think you are? You think you deserve an apology from me? If it weren't for the filming, I never even listened to someone like you. You don't deserve it. I'm absolutely furious. I could tell at a glance she wasn't convinced, because she was so bold and practiced. It clearly wasn't her first time doing this. Obviously, she had bad intentions. She really needs to be taught a lesson. Thinking that, I took a deep breath, frowned, and stared at the patrol officers. What kind of students are you admitting? Does your school have no standards at all? Do you let anyone enroll? If word of this gets out, it won't just be her reputation on the line. If something really happened today, how would you explain it to her parents? The patrol officers kept nodding and bowing, their faces also looking grim. Yes, you're absolutely right. We'll take this student back immediately and educate her properly. Thank you again. On behalf of the school. Xia Bingbing was absolutely furious. She glared angrily at the patrol officers, then suddenly pulled out her ID card and student ID from inside her bra. I'm a student at the medical university. You have no authority over me. I wanted to say it earlier. I'm not from your school. You have no right to control me. The patrol officer glanced at her student ID. Oh, you're right. Never mind then, bro. What you did today was seriously awesome. You're a real woman. We have other things to do, so we'll head out now. With that, they left straight away. In the underground parking lot, only Xia Bingbing and I were left. Xia Bingbing glanced at the Porsche from the corner of her eye. In her mind, this guy may be an idiot, but at least he has money. Anyway, the film crew hasn't called you back yet. Even if I can't make it on the show, tricking this fool will do. Then I won't have to worry about living expenses. While thinking this, she looked at me with pitiful, teary eyes. Big brother, I'm really sorry. I might have misunderstood you earlier. You're an upright person. I actually quite like you. As Xia Bingbing spoke, she looked up at me with teary eyes. In past tests, almost no man had been able to resist such an approach, but I still had no reaction. Seeing that, Xia Bingbing turned up the charm. I don't mean anything else. I'm not trying to get anything from you. After spending one night together, I know you're a good person. You would never hurt me. Please, can I stay with you for one night? Her voice trembled slightly as she spoke, looking completely pitiful. Just then, the system voice sounded in my mind again. A new choice detected, take her with you. The host will receive the title God-level scumbag. with bad luck effects. Refuse her and educate her, and the host will receive a villa and a motorcycle. No need to think about that. Nowhere to stay, huh? Alright then, just wait. After saying that, I turned around and walked in the direction where the patrol team left. Xia Bingbing instantly felt a surge of anger rise up. It burned her head. Seeing this in the livestream room, the bullet chat was flooded with rows of 666. I'm seriously dying of laughter. Xia Bingbing really got wrecked, huh? Isn't this guy a bit too cold-blooded? He doesn't have a shred of sympathy. I bet he's not a good person either. Hang in there, Bingbing. Expose his true colors. Xia Bingbing was so furious she jumped up. I've had enough. I'm done pretending. She stormed over in a few steps and grabbed my arm. How can you be so cold and heartless? You see a helpless woman and won't even offer help? You really don't have any compassion. I laughed at her words. You have hands and feet. And you're even a college student. Why are you always expecting others to help you? What's the difference between you and a beggar? Correction. Even beggars kneel when asking for money on horseback, and you want to stand while asking? Don't you think about whether you deserve it? After saying that, I turned and left. At the same time, the system's voice rang out in my mind. Your 500 square meter villa has been received. Please check your account. Your motorcycle has been parked in the garage. You can access it anytime. Xia Bingbing was furious. Her eyebrows furrowed deeply. She had never been humiliated like this before. Cut the crap. If you don't have money in your pocket, just say so. Look at your shabby appearance. That car earlier, you must have rented it to show off. Poor, stingy, and heartless. You're just a scumbag. Trash among trash. I couldn't be bothered with her. Following the directions in the message, I kept walking forward. Soon, I stopped in front of a private elevator. Xia Bingbing obviously knew. This was the exclusive elevator for Xiangyun residents. Seeing that I seemed about to go in, she started mocking me again. Broke loser putting on airs. Open your eyes, do you know where this is? This is the exclusive elevator of Xiangyun residents. Don't tell me you actually own a property here. The hidden camera crew snickered in the dark. This elevator requires fingerprint and facial recognition to enter. There are even security guards at the door. That guy's probably going to get beaten up today. Finally we get to see him make a fool of himself. We should loop that moment in the edit later. No way he'll have the face to go out after this. While all this was happening, I had no idea. I just walked straight ahead. The elevator doors opened immediately. The two security guards at the door politely made a welcoming gesture toward me. Welcome home, sir. I nodded and walked in. As the elevator doors closed again, everyone present couldn't help but gape. Xia Bingbing stood frozen. How could this be? That loser actually lives in Xiangyun residence? Could it be that I misjudged him? Is he really a hidden rich heir? Even the production crew was stunned. They held their heads and couldn't say a word. Even the audience in the live stream could hear heavy breathing sounds. Damn. This is for real. Turns out the clown was me all along. This episode is going to be legendary. They just randomly picked someone off the street, and he turned out to be a top-tier tycoon. So, what if he's rich? Without compassion, it means nothing. It's not like I've never stayed in these villas. Who cares anyway? At this point, Xia Bingbing started to panic. She quickly turned off her mic and contacted the crew. This is so humiliating. What do we do now? My public image is ruined. You guys have to take responsibility. Even the director didn't expect something like this to happen. Don't panic, don't panic. Our show's viewership has already hit over 10 million. Just remember the show's core theme. Hearing that, Xia Bingbing finally calmed down. Because on this show, there's no such thing as a good man in this world. All men are trash. Every single one of them. Even if it's not true, the production team will find a way. Thinking back on how I acted earlier, Xia Bingbing gritted her teeth fiercely. How dare he embarrass me like that? I'll make sure he's utterly ruined. I'm not someone to mess with. She returned to the camera, putting back on her usual sweet image. She rubbed her hands together in fake excitement and said in a cute, soft voice, "Hello viewers. Hello everyone." She just started to speak when the director handed Xia Bingbing a tablet in excitement. She instinctively widened her eyes and then covered her mouth in mock surprise. I really didn't expect this. This gentleman's identity is actually... She dragged out the words on purpose, trying to stir the audience's curiosity. Then she playfully flipped the tablet showing its contents to everyone. It displayed my personal information. The details were very simple. Parents are from a rural background, graduated from a third-rate university, currently working at an obscure company in an ordinary position. The monthly salary is ridiculously low, and it even shows I haven't been paid in several months. What they don't know is, the system will update my assets tomorrow. After seeing my information, the livestream comments exploded again, almost got fooled again. What a scheming man. Poor and pretending. Why doesn't he just die? This is pure baiting. So disgusting. Meanwhile, I had already arrived home. Gotta say, a luxury home is truly different. Even though it's not a standalone villa, it has a garden, a pool, all kinds of smart appliances, a 360-degree panoramic skylight, everything you could want. I fully enjoyed it for an entire hour. Suddenly, I remembered. The system also gave me a motorcycle. If I don't go check it out, I probably won't be able to sleep tonight. I decisively got up and went out. Soon, my figure appeared on the screen again. The entire filming crew got excited. They finally caught a flaw. Now leave it to the netizens to investigate. The clothes he's wearing don't match his supposed wealthy identity at all. Even if he wanted to stay low-key, who doesn't change clothes before heading out? I told you, he's totally pretending. From the time he got home to now, it's been exactly 1 hour. He's probably just a part-time worker. Are you saying he might have crawled out from under a bridge? Unaware of any of this, I soon appeared in the underground parking garage. At that moment, a young man dressed head to toe in designer brands walked ahead of me. With this young man's appearance, the livestream chat instantly became lively again. Now this is what a real rich second gen looks like. Compared to him, that other guy looks downright pitiful. The camera captured the rich kid stopping in front of a motorcycle. He was so shocked he couldn't even close his mouth. Eyes wide open, he stared for a few seconds, then instinctively reached out, wanting to touch it but seemingly afraid to damage it. His hands hovered in the air as he inspected it closely, excited yet very cautious. In the live stream, someone who knew their stuff immediately figured out why he was so surprised. Holy crap. That's an Augusta, the legendary two-wheeled Ferrari. There are only 5 of them in the world, worth over 20 million yuan. Ferraris, Lamborghinis. They're trash compared to this motorcycle, okay? That bike is something money alone can't measure. If you must give it a value, it starts at 200 million. At that moment, the rich kid was drooling over the motorcycle. He couldn't help but take out his phone and frantically take photos. When he saw me approaching, he glanced at me with disdain. His eyes clearly showed contempt. Hey, come here and take a photo for me. I politely took the phone from him. After taking 1 photo for him, the rich kid impatiently said, take a few more. Country bumpkin is just a country bumpkin. Can't even recognize a luxury vehicle right in front of him. Such a cutie. Even talking to him is a waste of breath. I chuckled and took a few more pictures for him, then handed the phone back to him. Sorry, I said. I have something to do and need to go out for a bit. You can take more photos when I get back. After speaking, I pulled the car key out of my pocket. The rich second generation's pupils trembled. He instinctively took a few steps back, but his eyes never left me. The live chat was once again buzzing with discussion. Ha ha ha, if you want to show off, at least know your limits. Does he even recognize this car? Everyone, record your screens now. I've got a feeling something big is about to happen. Trying to show off in front of a real rich kid. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment here. At that moment, I pushed the car out, inserted the key, and started the engine. The headlights lit up instantly. The roar sounded like a furious beast. The sound echoed all around. The rich kid standing nearby had his gaze shift from contempt to admiration in the blink of an eye. He even unconsciously bowed slightly. The filming crew in the dark was so shocked they forgot to control their expressions. At the same time, the live stream's viewer count skyrocketed. The screen was flooded with exclamation marks. They even covered the entire screen. Bro, I'm completely convinced now. Mind if I ask, do you need a servant at home? Now that I look closely, this guy is actually pretty handsome. And everything he said earlier made so much sense. I thought from the beginning he was a righteous guy. I just didn't dare say it for fear of backlash. The rich kid quickly snapped out of his shock. He took the initiative to approach and respectfully handed me his business card with both hands. I gave it a quick glance, then took it and put it in my pocket, and gave a light nod, then drove off without hesitation. At that moment, Xia Bingding, who was called by the crew for overtime, happened to witness the scene. She was also stunned, mouth agape, although she wasn't very familiar with motorcycles. Just by looking at the exterior and hearing the engines roar, she could tell this vehicle was definitely pricey. She instinctively blurted out, "That's so cool." Thinking back on everything that happened today, I suddenly felt my face burning with embarrassment. So hot it was unbearable. I had clearly used every trick up my sleeve earlier, but he didn't care at all. Turns out I wasn't even worth his attention. But then Xia Bingbing's eyes suddenly lit up. She quickly ended the live stream and shouted to the staff hiding in the dark, "Haven't we already dug up his background? He's just a broke-bottom dweller. How could he possibly own a luxury car or mansion? He's definitely faking it. Bingbing's right. Our stream went viral thanks to him. We must expose his true identity." And so, the next day, Xia Bingbing reappeared in the public eye. "Hello, viewers. Bingbing is back again. Today, we're going to uncover Mr. Su's mysterious identity once and for all. And here's an insider scoop. This luxury car owned by Mr. Su. Only 5 units were released worldwide. Only one of them was shipped to China, though very little is known about the car owner. Based on his age, residence, and license plate number, there's no way it's his." As soon as she finished speaking, the live stream chat exploded. "I knew it. He's just a scheming broke loser. I almost got fooled by him. I said it before. Guys who act all flashy are clearly not actually rich. Real rich people don't bother showing off, unlike him. He's clearly just some filthy rat from the bottom. A toad, a scumbag." With the tension built to this point, the show crew was full of confidence. They even added several extra camera angles, just to capture the moment I got exposed as a sleazy loser. But I was completely unaware of it all. I drove back to my rental at lightning speed. A $20 million car really hits different. Even the wind blowing past me smelled like money. The old neighborhood where the rental is located has poor facilities. This made the audience even more convinced that I was just a broke loser pretending to be rich. For a moment, the netizens cheered joyfully, and Xia Bingbing even rolled her eyes in disdain. "Ladies, watch me now. Wow, what a coincidence, little bro. Didn't expect to run into you here." I instinctively turned to look. It was that girl from yesterday. Yeah, quite the coincidence. "You live nearby too." Xia Bingbing smiled and shook her head. "No, I'm just here to hang out with a classmate. Looks like fate brought us together. Sorry about yesterday, I caused you some trouble. How about I treat you to a meal? Just as a thank you." As Xia Bingbing spoke, she looked at me with sparkling eyes. I gave an awkward smile. "No need for dinner. I have something to do. Let's talk another day." Xia Bingbing stepped forward and blocked my path. "That won't do. A drop of kindness should be repaid with a spring." Hearing that, I chuckled. What's up with this drunk girl? She seems determined to have something happen with me. Could it be she's charmed by my personality? Then again, I guess I am pretty magnetic. Alright, let's find a nearby restaurant then. Xia Bingbing instinctively frowned. That won't do. How can I treat you and make it so casual? I know a really great place to eat. And the prices are reasonable. Let's go there. I waved my hand, letting a girl pay. And you're still a student. Let's just grab something simple. But Xia Bingbing refused to back down. I don't care. If you don't go, you're looking down on me. Meanwhile, the livestream chat exploded with messages. This guy's really good at pretending. A girl offers to treat him, and he still says no. Playing hard to get. He's playing the game well. Just then, a voice echoed in my mind. A decision-making event has been detected. If you accept the girl's offer to pay for the meal, you will receive a 5 million reward. The system will rate your performance. Additional bonuses will be granted based on your behavior. If you refuse her, you'll receive the title Stingy Poser. System reward 100 yuan. Well, since you put it that way, I guess I can't say no. Let's go, I said, riding my bike and taking Xia Bingbing to a French restaurant. The waiter came over holding the menu. Xia Bingbing casually took it. She didn't even glance at me. Whatever is expensive, order that. She ordered over a dozen dishes in one go, and even added a bottle of 1987 red wine. She handed the menu back to the waiter. That'll be all for now. Watching her skillfully place the order, I chuckled quietly to myself. That's a lot of food. Can we even finish all that? Xia Bingbing gave a sweet smile. Although it's a lot of items, the portions are small. It'll be just right for the two of us. Soon the food was served. and the two of us made small talk while eating. Before long, we were full and satisfied. The waiter came over. "Excuse me, who will be paying?" At that moment, Xia Bingbing nonchalantly pulled out a small mirror and applied lipstick. I wiped my mouth and pointed at Xia Bingbing. "She pay." Xia Bingbing froze. She almost thought she heard it wrong. Is this guy out of his mind? I came to eat with him, and now he's making me pay. I'm a girl, for heaven's sake. She took a deep breath, looked at me, and said, "You're the guy. Shouldn't it be your responsibility?" But I looked at her calmly and replied, "Weren't you the one who said you'd treat me?" Xia Bingbing frowned, and instinctively glanced at the bill. She was suddenly shocked inside. That meal just cost a total of 5,888. Who could afford something that expensive? Was this guy doing it on purpose to humiliate her? Thinking of that, Xia Bingbing tried hard to suppress her anger. When a man and woman eat together, the girl treats and the guy pays. Isn't that just common sense? At that moment, other people dining in the restaurant began glancing curiously in our direction. Some even started chiming in. No money but still trying to pick up girls. That's hilarious. This kind of guy just lives off women, obviously. Xia Bingbing looked at me smugly and triumphantly. System choice triggered. Pay the bill. You will receive the title. Chivalrous gentleman, but lose a large amount of public favor. Project and record the girl's freeloading behavior. Reward, 3 million and a luxury house. If your rating reaches S-class, even more rewards await. Hearing this, my eyes suddenly turned resolute. You insisted on treating me to this meal. I turned you down multiple times. I only came because you seemed sincere. So, why should I be the one to pay? Xia Bingbing angrily frowned and said, "But I'm a girl." I let out a cold laugh. Weren't you preaching gender equality to me yesterday? You treat and I pay. That's your version of gender equality? Besides, what does treating or paying have to do with gender? Sure, men are supposed to be gentlemanly, ladies first and all that, but even that was originally a male-centered social construct, meant to show care for women. But that doesn't mean you can exploit it and demand men to serve you. And you call yourself a college student. You don't even understand something this basic. After my string of words, Xia Bingbing's face turned red and pale alternately. Inside the restaurant, onlookers watching the drama gave me a thumbs up. Some even started clapping and cheering. Xia Bingbing was completely mortified. And yet, she couldn't refute a single word he said. There was no argument she could make. She was so angry her hair was practically standing on end. Grinding her teeth, she said, "I don't care. You're paying for this meal. No matter what. I don't care if you want to or not." Hearing this, I calmly replied, "If you expected me to pay, why did you go and order so much food? I wouldn't have said anything if you finish it. But you only had 2 bites and stopped eating. You left everything to me. Do you think I'm just some sucker? Wasting food is shameful. Don't you know that? Do you have any idea how many kids in the mountains can't even eat enough? You spend other people's money and still waste food. This is your idea of being a changed person. You're just looking for trouble, aren't you? There's no way I'm paying for this today." After saying that, I turned and walked away. Seeing I was really about to leave, Xia Bingbing quickly ran after me. She grabbed my arm and shouted at the top of her lungs, trying to escape the bill. I stopped in my tracks and was about to speak. Xia Bingbing looked furious. "You've got no chivalry at all," she shouted. "You're stingy and classless, and you have the nerve to judge me." Suddenly, I found it kind of funny. I did you a favor. You insisted on dragging me to dinner, and now you expect me to pay for it. How exactly does that make any sense? After I said that, applause broke out in the restaurant. A pretty girl like her trying to scam a free meal. That's just shameful. If it were me, I wouldn't have the face to stay here. She invites someone to eat, then makes him pay. Can't believe she actually pulled that. Xia Bingbing was absolutely furious by now. The events of the past few days were a complete disaster for her career. When I said I'd treat, I was just being polite. You actually took it seriously. A guy like you. You'll never get a girlfriend in this lifetime. Getting increasingly agitated, Xia Bingbing suddenly raised her hand to slap me. But I immediately grabbed her wrist. It's bad enough you won't reflect on your behavior, but now you want to get physical? Don't tell me you still don't understand. The basic idea of you treat, you pay. Unless your mom gave birth and threw you away, and let the placenta raise you instead. Just as I finished speaking, the system voice chimed in. Congratulations, rating reached, S. System reward, 10 million and 1 lucky draw chance. After all I had said, Xia Bingbing dropped the act. She snapped, "You think you're so great? renting a bike and acting like a millionaire. That crappy motorcycle was probably stolen. You want me to pay? Fine, I'll pay. But a guy like you, even looking at you for another second makes me sick. The filming crew at the scene was so mad they slapped their own thighs, damn it. Is he even a man? Just a broke loser. What's he so cocky about? Don't stop me. I'm going to punch him right now. The director threw down his script and charged forward. His assistant quickly ran over to stop him. Director, calm down. It's not worth it for trash like him. The director forcefully suppressed his rage and handed the host the new script on the spot. Dear viewers, after watching this episode, I believe everyone now understands what kind of person Mr. Su really is. Pretending to be rich, faking his identity, and riding in a legally modified vehicle, swearing in public. His actions are truly outrageous. We will never wrongly judge a good person, nor will we let a bad person get away. Very soon, the show will fully expose everything. Please stay tuned. As soon as this segment aired, it caused a massive uproar online. Guys, dig up his info. This guy's an embarrassment to all men. Anyone want to meet up and confront him in person? The director really went all in for this episode. They directly uploaded all of my personal information onto the screen. But right at that moment, a pop-up suddenly appeared on the screen. Owner of Xianyun Villa, Su Fan. The host gasped loudly, shocked. How is that possible? As soon as she finished speaking, a staff member suddenly rushed in. Director, station chief. We've confirmed the car's information. They said that Su Fan's vehicle was gifted to him by the headquarters CEO. The program director suddenly felt his mind go completely blank. His eyes were hollow and speechless. He muttered instinctively, how could this be? That so-called loser was actually a hidden ultra-rich man. Everyone in the studio gasped in shock. And those watching the live stream were just as stunned. Oh my god, he only looks like he's in his 20s. I can't believe the clown was me all along. No way, that can't be true. He totally looks like a broke guy. How could he possibly be rich? Did the production team make a mistake or something? A few minutes later, the production team finally realized they had completely embarrassed themselves, but they were professionals after all. They quickly adjusted their tone and direction. This is truly shocking news. If he's really that wealthy, why has he been keeping such a low profile? And why did he lash out at our on-site tester? Could it be that there's a deeper secret behind it all? The host remarks instantly woke up the live chat audience. Countless female viewers started sharing their opinions. If he's that rich, then why did he make Bingbing pay for the meal earlier? Guess even rich men can't be trusted. So full of calculations. I bet he did it on purpose, to make Bingbing look bad in front of everyone, just to satisfy his twisted little mind. Totally disgusting. This guy is simply terrifying. Even if he gives me 10 million now, I'd still have to think twice about being with him. Though they were scolding fiercely on the surface, the live stream backstage was flooded with DMs for him. Meanwhile, after people found out I was a hidden billionaire, netizens began actively discussing my actions and decisions. Most people thought I did nothing wrong. Soon after, the internet was full of videos accusing Xia Bingbing of deliberately seducing me and being wasteful and extravagant. The show crew's reputation began to tank. The chief director almost fainted again as soon as he woke up. He quickly called for an emergency meeting. There's no such thing as a perfect good man in this world. The richer a man is, the worse he gets. We must make him slip up. Meanwhile, Xia Bingbing received the news. She was so angry she clenched her teeth. Su Fan, you bastard scumbag. You think you're all that just because you're rich? I swear I will conquer you. And by then, it'll be too late for you to regret it. After leaving the restaurant, Xia Bingbing secretly followed me. But I couldn't care less about her. I casually checked my bank balance. Looking at that long string of digits, almost as long as a phone number, I couldn't help but grin. Don't I still have one lottery draw left? The thought struck me, and I quickly opened the system. I want to draw. The lottery program has been initiated. Congratulations, host. You've drawn the dining prize, Restaurant Grand Award. As long as you choose any restaurant within your current city and spend 500,000 yuan, you will gain ownership of the restaurant. Once you complete the payment, the full amount will be refunded tenfold. Holy crap. I get to eat without paying a cent. And they even give me 10 times the cost back. Not to mention I'll own the place too. Is this what people mean when they say your ancestors are blessing you? If this keeps up, being rich enough to rival a nation won't be a dream. Time to go make that spend. Suddenly, a familiar voice came from behind Sufan. Is that you? I turned toward the voice. Not far away stood a graceful and elegant woman. She had a refined and dignified demeanor. It was my high school teacher, Chin Shooting. I hadn't seen her in years. She looked even more beautiful. Ms. Chin. What a coincidence. I didn't expect to run into you here. How are you doing now? Chin frowned slightly. She sighed softly. My family arranged a blind date, but I was rejected on the spot. He said being a teacher is a dead-end career. But seeing you here today still makes me quite happy. Seeing that, I quickly comforted her. You're so beautiful, Miss Chin, and so gentle. If he passed on you, it's his loss. You deserve someone better. Chin Shooting burst out laughing. She looked at me with indulgent affection. You're exactly the same as when you were in school. She smiled warmly and beautifully. We continued chatting for a while, but in the middle of the conversation, suddenly, Chin Shooting's stomach let out a loud growl. Her cheeks instantly turned slightly red. Sorry, I'd been chatting with that blind date guy for so long. I barely ate anything. Seeing that, I immediately said, what a coincidence. I was just about to find somewhere to eat too. Since we've run into each other here, it must be fate. Come on, let me treat you to a meal. Chin Shooting smiled softly. Then I won't hold back. Seeing this scene, Xia Bingbing sneered. This stingy guy. He'll probably take her to some cheap roadside diner. I can already imagine how annoyed she'd be later. Ha ha ha, stingy old miser. But soon, I took Chin Shooting to the only Michelin 3-star restaurant in the city. As soon as we got out of the car, a well-dressed valet rushed over to help park the car. Chin Shooting noticed I was dressed plainly. She quickly stopped me and said, why don't we go to a different restaurant instead? This place feels so expensive. We can just grab a simple bite. Teacher Chin, what are you saying? It's not every day we run into each other. My treat, just enjoy whatever you like. After saying that, I took Chin Shooting into the restaurant. Seeing this, Xia Bingbing stomped her foot angrily. Why is it that when he treats me, we go to a cheap place, but when he treats this old woman, it has to be some high-end place? This stingy man. Two-faced jerk, you deserve to die alone. Soon, Chin Shooting and I had eaten and drank our fill. The bill came out. It was exactly 500,000 yuan. I remained calm and swiped my card without blinking. Immediately, the system popped up with reward granted. From this moment on, this restaurant officially belongs to you. As we left together, the program crew rushed to the front desk. They asked about the bill. What, 500,000 yuan? He spent 500,000 on one meal. Ah, I'm going to explode. That stingy bastard. Why would he treat someone else to such an expensive meal? The waiter looked a little stunned. He awkwardly replied, sorry. Mr. Su you're referring to is actually the owner of our restaurant. Xia Bingbing instinctively raised her voice. What? You're saying this restaurant belongs to him? Are you sure? The whole production team was dumbfounded. Meanwhile, the viewers in the live stream went wild. So what if he owns the restaurant? He didn't pay, it's his own place. Isn't that still stingy? No wonder he didn't fall for Bingbing. Turns out he likes older women. That's seriously twisted. Seeing the comments in the chat, the production team mistakenly assumed I liked older women. That same night, they tailored a mature seductress just for me. The next morning, a new guest appeared in the live stream, a beautiful, fair-skinned socialite. Hello everyone. My name is Mu Wangma. I'm the new street tester replacing Mumu, and I'm also a personal trainer. In my opinion, Mr. Su's character is definitely questionable. Next, I'll evaluate him from a professional perspective. Everyone, please look forward to it. Mu Wangwan perfectly matched Su Fan's taste. Immediately, male viewers in the livestream sighed. It's over. This time, Su Fan definitely won't be able to resist. On the contrary, female viewers were cheering with joy. Haha. The show really knows how to please him this time. No way that jerk can hold it in now. But what if he really can't resist and makes a move? So nervous. Looking at the flood of comments, Mu Wangwan curled her lips into a wicked grin. Haha. These idiots actually believe I'm a real personal trainer. Sufan, running into me is your bad luck. I'm gonna scam you so hard you won't even have your underwear left. Let's see if I can't. Right then, Mu Wangwan pulled up to me in a Lamborghini. Female viewers in the livestream were all admiring. What a real rich lady. But they had no idea the car was actually borrowed from her ex-boyfriend. Ha! This worked out pretty well. If I'd known, I would have entertained him more and borrowed it longer. I could have kept it a few more days. I'll show those sleazy men what I'm made of. Thinking that, she immediately rolled down the car window. Leaning against the door, she clutched her chest and moaned, "Oh no, help me. Save me." That soft voice echoed through the underground parking lot. It was full of temptation, inviting endless fantasies. I followed the voice and looked over. A woman drenched in sweat, her clothes in disarray, her chest soaked with sweat. Her eyes still carried a seductive look, making it hard to tell. Was she uncomfortable or enjoying it too much? Mu Wangwan pretended to just notice me. She quickly waved her hand. "Hey handsome. Help me, my stomach hurts so bad. Please help me." Everyone watching was swallowing hard, typing with their left hand to prove their innocence. Judging by Su Fan's expression, he might not be able to resist. Is he really planning to take advantage of her? Sis, be careful. But I just found this woman strange. I've heard people call for help, but never in such a flirtatious way. This was a first. At first, I didn't want to bother with her, but since I was already here, I might as well help. So I took out the leftovers I had packed from the restaurant and handed them to her. "If you don't mind, you can eat some first. It might help a bit." Seeing this moment, the live stream chat immediately exploded. Hey ha ha. He really has no dirty thoughts at all. Giving a beauty leftovers, only he could think of that. I'm dying of laughter. At this moment, Mu Wangwan was cursing me in her heart. Leftover food, you want me to eat it. Did a donkey kick this man's brain? What era are we in? And he still packs leftovers? Just smelling it made me want to puke. Unbelievable. Mu Wangwan's face twitched slightly, to keep him from noticing. She had no choice but to open the container. She put on a surprised face and said, "Wow. This looks so delicious." I stood by and said, "If it looks good, go ahead. No need to be shy. Eat it all." Mu Wangwan was cursing my ancestors, aiding generations deep in her heart. Just knowing it was his leftovers made her feel nauseous. She forced herself to eat a little, then faked a smile. "So delicious. I feel much better now. Thank you." I glanced down and noticed we had packed a lot. "There's still plenty left. Don't waste it. Have some more." Mu Wangwan quickly shook her head. "No thanks. I'm on a diet lately. I already feel much better." I nodded and was about to leave. Mu Wangwan froze for a second, then quickly called out, "Thank you again for today. Oh right, your car looks really nice too. Do you want to join me for the Quantum Wheel Luxury Rally? A club gathering?" I instinctively refused. No need. I've looked into that club before. Just a bunch of spoiled rich second gens. I'm not the same kind of person as them. Mu Wangwan was dumbfounded. Such valuable connections. Yet he just sees them as a bunch of useless freeloaders? Looks like Su Fan's background is no joke. I must conquer him. I think you might be misunderstanding. All members of the club have strong backgrounds. And money. More friends mean more connections. We all help each other out. Hearing her say that, I felt awkward refusing again. Soon enough, I joined the group chat. But what I didn't know was, almost everyone in the group had been arranged by the show producers. After getting home, I laid down to rest on the bed. The supercar from earlier. That group chat suddenly became active again. I picked up my phone to check. As expected, someone tagged me to send a red envelope. I casually sent a random 200 yuan red packet. Didn't expect the group to blow up. That's it. Are you begging here? Who even added this guy? So stingy. Kick him out. I didn't bother arguing with them. I was just about to put my phone down and sleep, when suddenly I got a call. "Brother Han, 200 yuan is way too stingy. With your status, it should have been at least 10,000. Suddenly, the system chimed. System decision triggered. Options available. Agree and receive the title Supreme Sucker plus 100 yuan reward. Or refuse and scold them and receive 20 million yuan reward. The system will issue additional rewards based on your actual response. No need to think twice." I took a deep breath and said, "Do I look like a fool to you? I wasn't going to waste energy on these people, but you really dared to call me and ask me to send more red envelopes. Are you the brainless one? Or am I?" On the other end of the phone, Mu Wanwan's face instantly froze. She was stunned. He actually cursed me over just 10,000 yuan. Is he insane from poverty? This damn man can't even spare 10,000 yuan, and still has the nerve to scold me. She gritted her teeth and forced a laugh. "Come on, Fanjay. I was just joking with you. Don't take it to heart, alright? Yeah, I'm not buying that act. If both sides aren't laughing, then it's not a joke. I just don't get it. Are the people in that group really rich second gens? Or just a bunch of beggars? Even if they really were rich second gens. Even if the freaking emperor himself were in there. I still wouldn't give more than 200 yuan. Take it, or leave it. After saying that, I hung up directly. Mu Wangling was utterly roasted by my words, but still shamelessly came crawling back. She even invited me to tomorrow's dinner party. I've never seen someone this ridiculous. But since she triggers missions easily. I nodded and agreed, but I didn't expect. The next morning, she rushed over and got in my car. Cousin, let's go join the rich kids' party. You're driving a luxury car at least. Why are you dressed like that? You're gonna get stopped by security. And I'm not helping you then. Hearing that, I sneered. Clothes. What are clothes? They're just a few scraps to cover your shame. Wearing a crown doesn't make you a princess. Wearing a robe doesn't make you the Buddha. If people judge me by what I wear, then I have no reason to associate with those so-called rich second gens. Mu Wangwan was suddenly at a loss for words. Not only were his clothes embarrassing, but his mouth was sharp as hell too. This man really is something else. Mu Wangwan forced a smile onto her face, lowered her voice, and gave me a full apology. Only then did I reluctantly follow her to the club. Luxury cars were everywhere here. The decor was lavish too. The group members were all dressed exquisitely. They casually talked about deals worth billions. But for some reason, I felt something was off about their behavior and gestures, just as I was thinking about leaving. The group admin Li Weiwei suddenly stood up. I remember our club has a rule that new members have to treat everyone right. She hadn't even finished speaking when someone chimed in. Yeah, I think that's true. Newcomers are supposed to take us to the Garden of Gods. 50,000 yuan per person. Wonder if Brother Fan is generous enough. Come on, everyone shout with me, treat us. Treat us. Most people join the chant. Looking at their smug faces, my eyes turned cold, but I smiled slightly. I selected agree from the system prompt. Last round of scoring accumulation will be closed. System will issue rewards based on the total score. Declining will continue the rating process, with a chance to win a special reward. A luxury hotel worth 3 billion yuan. With permanent usage rights. You want me to treat? Are you even worthy? Everyone present froze. Especially Mu Wanwan. She looked at me, confused. Brother Fan. This is the club's rule. Everyone has to do it. I couldn't help but sigh. First Mu Wanwan tried to flirt with me with suggestive moves. Then made me send a 10,000 yuan red envelope in the group. Now she brought me to a place like this, asking me to treat again. And it's 50,000 yuan per person. I did a rough count, around 20 people. Do you think I look like a sucker? Mu Wanwan was clearly annoyed by what I said. Her face turned pale, then red. Seeing this, group leader Li Weiwei frowned and stepped forward. Su Fan. How can you say that to Wanwan? She kindly provided you with a platform. And you don't even appreciate it. Besides, we often talk about deals worth billions. Tens of billions in business. Why would we scam you for petty cash? Others chimed in as well. Exactly. You should feel grateful we include you. You should be thanking your lucky stars. And yet you have the nerve to say that. I deal with billion yuan businesses all the time. Why would I scam you for 50,000 yuan? Are you kidding me? Faced with their mockery, I remained calm and said, if you're all so rich, why are you so stingy over a 10,000 yuan red envelope? Why are you making a fuss over 50,000 yuan per person? Making a scene over it with me? To me, you're just a bunch of spoiled brats, spending your parents' money recklessly. Do you think I can't tell you're treating me like a sucker? You're nothing but a bunch of scum, shameless parasites begging for money like filthy flies. After saying that, I turned around and left. And with those words, I successfully enraged everyone in the room. Poor and arrogant, still acting tough. I can't stand it anymore. Let's get him. Everyone started cursing. Mu Wan felt utterly humiliated. She quickly ran after me. But as soon as she opened the door, she saw someone familiar standing there. It was someone we met at Xiangyun Clubhouse. The rich second gen who helped me last time, Ling Chun. He was a real member of the Lightwheel Club. When people saw it was Ling Chun standing at the door, everyone gasped in shock. Ling Chun was a true and elite second-generation heir. Everyone quickly bowed and greeted him with respect. What an honor. President Lin, please come in and take a seat. If the food isn't good, we'll change it immediately. Brother Lin, it's me Jiao Jiao. We met at the last party. Come try the new massage technique I just learned. It's the perfect time to test it. President Lin, ignore that stingy guy standing next to you. he's bringing your status down. Ling Shan had already figured out what was going on. He didn't even bother to look at the others. He quickly walked over to me. Brother Fan, ignore them. I'll take you upstairs. Our Lightwheel Club is also having a gathering here. Seeing how respectful he was, I agreed to go. Sure enough, the top floor was a whole different world. Garden lawns, athletic tracks, and even bikini-clad beauties serving refreshments nearby. As for those in conversation, they exuded a quiet, natural air of nobility. This must be what true wealth looks like. Ling Shan stood beside me, smiling broadly. This is Mr. Su, whom I mentioned before. I'm lucky to live in the same villa complex as him. In the underground parking lot, that Augusta belongs to him. Hearing that, everyone at the scene was amazed. I was just thinking downstairs. How great it would be to meet the car owner. Didn't expect to actually meet Mr. Su here. If I'd known you were coming, I wouldn't have driven my little junk car. That Augusta is the car of my dreams. If I could ride in it just once, I'd be grinning even in my sleep. I smiled and said humbly, oh no, not at all. I just happened to get lucky. That's all. Meeting all of you here is my real good fortune. As for that Augusta, it's not even as comfy as an e-scooter. Always leaning forward, really uncomfortable. If you like it, you can take it for a few days. After that, I generously placed the key on the table. Everyone shook their heads and waved. Oh no, we couldn't. A glimpse of such a treasure is enough for us. We're not worthy. Brother Fan is so generous. If that car were mine, not to mention lending it out, I wouldn't even let people look at it. Everyone chatted and laughed together. I quickly bonded with them. We got along very well. Ling Shan suggested exchanging contact info and invited me into their group chat. Everyone quickly agreed. As soon as I joined the group, members who couldn't attend the party today noticed that a newcomer had arrived. Just a small red envelope to show respect. Newcomer, get ready to grab red envelopes. As these messages popped up, people kept sending red envelopes in the group. I didn't think much of it. Just randomly tapped one. To my surprise, I got 1,000 yuan. Looking closely, the total amount was 20,000. In just a few minutes, I received 100,000 yuan from red envelopes alone. Now, risk is what real wealth looks like. Seeing my surprise, Ling Chun smiled and explained, whenever a new member joins the group, older members are required to send red envelopes. It's a rule in our club. From now on, we're all friends, no need to be polite. Everyone burst into laughter. The atmosphere was very warm. Ling Chun picked up a drink and clinked glasses with me. Brother Fan, how did you end up with that group earlier? They're just a bunch of scammers. Especially those two women in the hallway. They do nothing all day, but fish around the social scene. Hearing this, the photographer hiding in the shadows turned pale. Quick, have someone look into Mu Wangwan. We can't let the show's reputation be ruined in her hands. At this moment, Mu Wangwan was also among the crowd, secretly observing everyone. But as soon as she arrived, she realized everyone here was a real heavyweight. Compared to them, Su Fan was nothing. She quickly made up her mind to change targets. So, she wiggled over to one of the men. While pretending to chat, she accidentally spilled red wine, soaking the front of her chest. She cast a seductive glance at the man. Little did she know, Ling Shan had seen everything from not far away. He immediately shouted loudly, "Yo! Isn't that Mu Wanwan? What's wrong? Out of money and doing side gigs now?" That shout instantly drew everyone's attention. Mu Wanwan's eyes were filled with panic. "I'm not, you've mistaken me for someone else." But Ling Shan wasn't going to give her that chance. He directly blocked her way. "Why the rush? Stay and have a drink." Then he smiled at me and said, "Brother Fan, I've seen this woman several times before. My friend even sent his family driver to bait her. She fell for it in just 1 second. And now look, she's already trying to fish someone else." Mu Wanwan's face burned with embarrassment. She covered her face, wanting to leave, but the show was still recording. If she left now, it would only confirm what they were saying. No, she had to hold on no matter what. Besides, that man back then seemed generous. Not like a driver at all. Maybe it was these people tricking her. Thinking that, Mu Wanwan's eyes turned resolute. "This is slander. You have 3 minutes to apologize to me, or I'll report you." But to Mu Wanwan's reaction, the others around just sat back with expressions like they were watching a show. The live stream comments were flying across the screen. "Spreading rumors is illegal. I believe this sister would never do something like that. These people all seem shady to me. Don't fall for their narrative, everyone." but facing everyone's mockery. Mu Wanwan's face turned ugly. Not apologizing, huh? I'm calling the police right now. Just wait. Ling Chun waved his hand. No need. You just want proof, right? He pulled out his phone and made a call. Zhao Zhang. Come upstairs for a moment. Soon, the elevator dinged. A man in a suit and tie stepped out. Seeing the man, Mu Wanwan's face turned pale. He really was just a driver. Ling Chun smirked and pointed at Mu Wanwan. Zhao Zhang. Do you recognize her? Driver Zhao Zhang quickly replied, of course, I know her well. There's a mole on her upper thigh. At that moment, countless viewers in the livestream were stunned. It turns out to be true. Hey, those who said it was slander don't leave now. Say a few more words, we're dying of laughter here. Fishing for money to this extent, wow, just wow. I knew it from the start. This woman was no good. Meanwhile, Mu Wanwan was furious from shame. It was bad enough being played by others. But when you walk by the river often, your shoes are bound to get wet. Say whatever you want. But people like you with so much power aren't any better yourselves. Still, there was no point arguing anymore. I admit I was impulsive for money. But I've changed. I can still be a good girl. System trigger successful. You agreed with your statement. System deducted 1 million. Disagree and give verbal education equals reward 10 million. I looked at her arrogant and smug face and just found it laughable. Don't insult the idea of a good girl. Real good girls are nothing like you. Flirting with this guy one moment and another the next. If you're healthy, fine. But if you're sick, you're a danger to society. You know that. Immediately, the fairy girls in the livestream blew up. Is this guy mentally ill? So what if she dated a few people? What's the big deal? That's just disgusting. I say this group of rich second gens is full of trash too. Birds of a feather flock together. Anyone hanging out with scum must be scum too. Mu Wanwan, don't be afraid. Pick up the weapon of law and protect yourself. Sue them. Even a bunch of male viewers started to chime in. Getting nervous now. Hit a nerve, did we? She's not even calling the cops. Be glad she's not suing you women for scamming money. When the cops come, who knows who they'll arrest? Seeing the show gain traction, the director Lin Zhuan finally breathed a sigh of relief. We'll let Mu Wanwan strike back in a bit. The show effect will be explosive then. Lin Zhuan crossed her arms and let out a cold laugh. It was as if they could already see me getting humiliated. The host, Wei Lan, even boldly remarked, we offered a high salary to invite the powerful woman, Ms. Mu Wanwan, who owns several listed companies, and yet she was being criticized like this by Mr. Su. It really left everyone speechless. If Su Fan were to find out Mu Wanwan's true identity, what kind of reaction would he have? The tone in the livestream immediately started to shift. Most people were now calling me a scumbag. Of course, there was still a small group who didn't believe Mu Wanwan's identity. After seeing these comments, Wei Lan immediately continued, big data doesn't lie. We will soon reveal Mu Wanwan's true identity. Please stay tuned. But just at that moment, someone suddenly burst into the office. Boss, that Mu Wangwan turns out to be a fake socialite. Someone secretly photographed tons of her escort photos, doing it for money. A few years ago, she was caught trying to fish for gold and was beaten in public by someone's wife. There's a lot more. Look for yourself. Lin Zhuan trembled in anger. Enough. Remove Mu Wangwan immediately. Mu Wanwan's true information must not be leaked. Otherwise, our whole show is ruined. But just as she finished yelling, another staff member rushed in a panic. Sister Lin, check the comments section quick. Lin Zhuan immediately looked at the screen. Damn. I'm dying of laughter. This production team really knows how to pick them. Always casting these messy, scandalous women. She flirts with every rich man she sees, and still dares to judge others. When Wei Lan learned the news, she was utterly mortified. But even so, she had to suppress her shame and keep working. Dear viewers, we've just verified Mu Wanwan's identity and discovered some discrepancies. Our team will now begin immediate correction and review. We sincerely apologize. After saying that, she bowed at a 90-degree angle. At the same time, after Mu Wanwan's identity was exposed, she could only leave in disgrace. Then, I followed the rich second generations to the golf course. Once we got there, Ling Sheng called a few more friends. When they saw my Augusta, they totally lost their composure. They took several photos and posted them on their moments. People in the circle already knew about my Augusta. And when they saw the owner playing at the golf course, they dropped everything and rushed over. In the blink of an eye, over 100 people showed up. Everyone wanted to meet me. Even Ling Chun felt quite awkward. Seeing the awkwardness around me, I coughed lightly and said, "It's too crowded here to have fun. How about going to my place?" Ling Chun instinctively touched his nose. "There are too many of us here. Would that be appropriate?" I smirked. "What are you thinking?" I meant my private golf course. Everyone was intrigued. But with so many of us, won't it be hard to arrange? At that moment, viewers in the livestream saw what I said and started commenting, "Here we go again. He's acting rich again. This time, he'll surely embarrass himself." Everyone stay tuned. Faced with their doubts, I kept a calm face. I pointed to the Golden Sands Hotel nearby. "See that hotel? Is it big enough?" The moment I said that, everyone was stunned. Damn. Brother Fan is amazing. He's got serious money. No wonder he owns an Augusta. I should have guessed earlier. I know that place has a huge swimming pool. We could totally throw a pool party there. With this many people, it would be a blast. I know a lot of people, guaranteed to satisfy you. Seeing everyone's excited expressions, I couldn't help but smile wryly. Didn't we just agree to play golf? What I said left everyone feeling confused again. They had never seen the Golden Sands Hotel with such a large golf course. Some socialites even started backing out. If we had the place separately, how embarrassing would that be? Only Ling Chun remained extremely respectful to me, helping to park the car, and even asking about services. It was as if he were just my assistant. Most people thought the Augusta was indeed impressive. But this level of flattery was too much. And not only that, viewers watching the livestream also started commenting. Su Fan really knows how to show off. He's even fooled real rich kids into submission. After greeting everyone, I walked straight to the super VIP elevator. Then I entered my fingerprint into the scanner. Soon after, a mechanical female voice echoed through the lobby. "Identity verified successfully. Wishing you great success." Everyone was stunned. Holy crap. Is he inviting us to play at the private rooftop golf course? Seriously. Oh my god. The private rooftop golf course of the Golden Sands Hotel. Everyone in Haitian knows about it. Only those worth hundreds of billions can go up there. Viewers in the livestream started going wild again. This isn't some rich second generation. That's straight up my sugar daddy. If anyone dares slander my bro Fen again, I'm unsubscribing. Is this hotel really his? Why does this whole thing feel so surreal? Now I seriously suspect the show has a script behind it. He was just an ordinary guy, but now he is everything. The twist is too dramatic. This must be fake. Meanwhile, Chief Director Lin Juan furrowed her brow deeply. She held the information on Su Fan in her hand. No matter how many times we refreshed it, it still showed he was just an ordinary person. But if he really were an ordinary person, how could he possibly own so much? Besides that, the ones who reacted most strongly were Mu Wangluan and Xia Bingbing. Mu Wangluan was so angry she stomped her feet. If I had known he was that rich, being scolded would be nothing. Forget scolding. I'd let him beat me. Xia Bingbing even covered her face and rushed out. If I had known he was so wealthy, I wouldn't have treated him like that before. Now I'm so regretful I could cry. There's no one else to blame but myself for missing the chance. Even the group of rich kids were dumbfounded. They may be rich, but not super rich. This is a luxury hotel worth 3 billion. And the rooftop golf course. It's never even been open to the public. Damn, this is too overwhelming. Bro Fan, do you need a sidekick? I can do anything. With this business, this view. Bro Fan, say no more. You're my blood brother from now on. When the elevator doors opened, everyone gasped again in amazement. A group of rich second gens were like curious kids who had never seen anything before, looking around in every direction. Their eyes sparkled with excitement. Ling Chun squatted on the ground inspecting the lawn, his eyes wide open. If I'm not mistaken, this type of grass doesn't even exist in our country. Another rich kid, Li Cheng, squatted next to him in the same way. Damn, this was imported from overseas. I heard from my brother. Even a small patch of this grass costs tens of thousands. After saying that, the two of them froze in awe. Coming to this place, these rich kids finally saw what true wealth looks like. They looked just like country bumpkins who had just entered the city. At first, they were excited and ran around everywhere. But later they realized everything here was expensive, really valuable. They opened their mouths and widened their eyes, and only dared to follow behind me on the tour, afraid they might bump or break something. Now that I think about it, Was what Ling Chun did earlier considered sucking up? That didn't even count. That was the treatment he deserved. In fact, some people even pointed out a few of Ling Chun's mistakes. If you don't know how to serve, don't do it. Let me do the serving. If I say I'm second best, no one dares claim first. Whoever dares compete with me, I'll fight them. Everyone held back some unknown frustration, glaring at Ling Chun. In fact, this was also my first time seeing such a stunning scene, but feeling everyone's admiring gazes. At this moment, all I could feel was one word: awesome. Though my face stayed calm and composed. No need to be reserved, everyone. Just have fun like you normally would. We're all friends here. With that one sentence, everyone exploded with excitement. They rushed to take out their phones to take pictures and record videos. Since Ling Chun was close to me, those rich kids started cozying up to him, trying to dig up info about me. Ling Chun instantly felt so proud. Don't pull this on me. His background is not something you can pry into. Just look at your own status. You're lucky he even brought you here to play. Don't embarrass me in front of my friend. After that statement, no one dared act recklessly anymore. Soon, we got to the main event. Playing golf. I had never played before. Only seen it a few times on TV. But with people shouting "great shot" all around, I suddenly realized something. As long as you have status and power, even if what you do is complete crap, there'll always be someone eager to polish it. That's the charm of money. Meanwhile, the production team was discussing the third tester to appear. They weren't scared off by Sufan. As long as they could find a way to expose Sufan's true face, they could then use the footage to threaten him. Maybe even profit from it. Moreover, Chief Director Lin Zhuan believed that there was no such thing as a truly good man in this world. Very soon, they picked someone they thought would be a good match for my preferences, a business-minded woman. Her name was Shen Qinjin. She came from the countryside, but got into a top-tier university through her own ability. She even held to doctoral degrees. Most importantly, she had no scandals at all. At that moment, Shen Qinjin wore a gentle smile. She had watched all the previous episodes, seen how the previous two testers acted. She felt they were disgusting and low class. Soon, the camera cut. On the rooftop golf course. I played for a while and found it boring. So I casually made an excuse and went downstairs alone for some air. As soon as I got downstairs, I was spotted by Shen Qinjin. She was at the hotel entrance handing out flyers for her company's new product. Covered in sweat, her determination was mingled with vulnerability, making one feel pity for her. Seeing that I seemed to be walking in her direction, Shen Qinjin felt secretly pleased. Rich men like hard-working women. Sufan, oh Sufan, just wait and see how I win you over, she thought. But her hands didn't slow down one bit. As I passed by, she slipped a flyer into my hand. She even deliberately wiped the sweat off her face and looked straight at me, saying, "Hello. Would you like to learn more?" But I didn't respond. I even prepared to turn and leave. Seeing this, Shen Qinjin instinctively frowned. Seriously? Still no reaction? Looks like I need to get serious. With that thought, she rolled her eyes and collapsed to the ground. System scenario selection triggered successfully. If you help her, you will receive a Good Samaritan card. If you refuse to help and expose her scam, you will receive a 50 million reward. Here comes the action again. My eyes lit up, just as Shen Qinjin was about to collapse. I grabbed her arm, then immediately pulled out my phone and made a call. Seeing this, everyone in the livestream exploded. Here we go. Here we go. He took the bait. I knew it. There's no such thing as a good man in this world. He must be touched by how hardworking she is. He's calling to get those rich kids upstairs to come help. Meanwhile, in the broadcast room, the planner who suggested Shen Qinjin was grinning ear to ear. This is a historic moment. Sister Ling, after the show ends, aren't you going to give me something for this? The planner rubbed his hands excitedly. Chief Director Lin Zhuan was laughing so hard she couldn't close her mouth. Don't worry, she said. You'll definitely get rewarded. Just when everyone thought I had fallen for it, something unexpected happened. I took out my phone and actually dialed 110. Hello, I'm at the entrance of Jinsha Hotel. I found someone promoting counterfeit products and running shady marketing. Please come deal with it right away. Hearing that, everyone in the live stream was stunned. For a brief moment, the comment section went dead silent. Then, comments flooded in. Male viewers burst into laughter. Hey ha. I kneeled to Sue Savage. I thought he was going to fall for it. But there were also viewers jumping up angrily. What the heck? She worked so hard to promote her cosmetics. She collapsed from exhaustion, and he actually called 110 to report her. Is he even human? Not even a shred of sympathy. And what proof does he even have? Saying her stuff is counterfeit, seriously? That came out way too easily. What a jerk. Shen Qingjin was completely stunned. It took her a long moment to react. You let go of me. But I had no intention of letting her go. I told her, what you're doing is illegal. I already called the police. You can't leave before they arrive. Shen Qingjin's face turned pale. She leaned into me directly. With hazy eyes, she said, Brother, I feel so hot. Can you not do this, please? I'm not selling counterfeit products. These are all things I developed myself. And my company is officially registered. At that point, she looked at me with teary eyes. Brother, you're hurting me, but I wasn't falling for it at all. Cut it out, whether you're selling counterfeit products or not. We'll know when the police investigate, even if it's not fake goods. Handing out cosmetic flyers at a hotel entrance. Don't you think that's questionable? Are you really selling cosmetics, or something else entirely? Hearing that, Shen Qingjin was dumbfounded again. Brother, you really hurt me. Can you take me somewhere cooler first? Shen Qingjin's voice was weak and pitiful. As long as the other party had a bit of sympathy, she believed she wouldn't lose this time. But I just snorted coldly. Don't think I don't know what you're up to. Trying to run away, huh? No chance. Don't talk to me. The live chat exploded again with non-stop comments. No way. Isn't this guy way too heartless? Not even a bit of sympathy. Is he even human? Why is he acting like he's some kind of justice warrior? I can't deal with this guy. Just watching him makes me sick. Because the hotel is under strict surveillance. So the police arrived quickly. I quickly waved at them. It's her, right here. But Shen Qingjin wasn't nervous at all when she saw them. Officer, I'm just here to promote my cosmetics. This is a photo of my business license. Since the company is newly established, we're currently selling our products at a loss. We just want to build a brand reputation. I looked at her coldly. You're selling things so cheaply. Is the quality even guaranteed? Besides, women who can afford to stay at the Golden Sands Hotel would never care for products like yours. Are you really selling cosmetics? Or something else? Hearing that, Shen Qingjin frowned deeply. She said, I'm not. My products are all qualified. If you don't believe me, you can investigate. The police glanced at her with a very serious expression. I will thoroughly verify this matter. But from now on, you're not allowed to hand out flyers here. Then he turned to me and said, reporting issues promptly is something every citizen should do. I hope you'll keep it up. I smiled and nodded. After the police left, I immediately received a system reward. Looking at the incoming balance message, I felt delighted. Shen Qingjin, still standing there, let out a long sigh. She looked sticky all over. Brother, I think I've got heat stroke. My whole body feels weak now. Can you help me to a shady spot to rest? Just as I was about to reply, the mechanical voice sounded in my head again. Choice system triggered. Help the girl faking heat stroke gain the title sucker. Expose her and make her pay. Reward, 10 million. Knew it. It's not that simple. I let out a cold chuckle. I spoke up. Sure. Since you're not a suspicious person, let's see then. Let's go to a shady place, shall we? Then I have nothing more to say. So I took Shen Qingjin to a relatively shady place to rest. It was a cooler area to sit down. Shen Qingjin held her forehead and gave me a slight bow, conveniently revealing her cleavage for me to see. She even seriously said, Thank you, brother. I heard that if you get heat stroke, a massage can help relieve it. Brother, why don't you help me again? As she said that, she leaned toward me again, but I stood up immediately and took out my phone to dial 120. After a brief conversation, I turned to Shen Qingjin. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. I've already called you an ambulance. Just rest here for a bit. When Yan and Shen Qingjin were both dumbfounded, I was already about to take my clothes off. And you do this to me. I kept a sincere look and maintained my distance from her. There's no need to thank me. After all, we had some misunderstandings earlier. Oh right, don't forget to pay for the ambulance later. Upon hearing that, Shen Qingjin's face turned red and pale with rage. There were so many curses she wanted to say. For a moment, she didn't even know where to start. I almost forced myself on her just now. Now so many people are watching. Humiliation. Blatant humiliation. This damn man is really skilled. Looks like I have to step up my game. Thinking of that, Shen Qingyin took a deep breath, forcibly suppressing her anger. Her expression gradually shifted. Big teardrops began to fall. She looked extremely wronged. Brother, I spent all my money starting a business. I have no money on me right now. I probably can't afford the ambulance fee. After speaking, she gently wiped her tears. Sniffling, she began talking about herself. I'm just a girl, trying to cover the daily expenses for my family. I had no choice but to start a business. I have to do everything myself. I work from dawn to dusk, exhausted to the point of collapse. I try my best to make the best products, and I sell them at very low prices. Because of this, I barely have any money left. Shen Qingyu's voice was full of sobs. Her small body trembled slightly. Yet I just looked at her quietly, without much expression on my face. Seeing this, she cried even harder. Brother, can you help me? Just then, the system voice rang out again. System choice triggered. Help the other person successfully. You will receive the title top-tier sucker and suffer financial loss. Reject the other person and break their mental defenses. You will earn 80 million points. Exceeding grade A will earn extra rewards. Hearing the system prompt, I smiled slightly. If it weren't for the system prompt, I wouldn't have noticed what was wrong with this girl. Looking at Shen Qingyin's pitiful expression, I couldn't help but sneer. Stop pretending to be a hero, as if the whole world is against you. Always bringing up the I'm just a girl thing. So, what if you're a girl? There are only men and women in this world. What's so special about that? If you want to make money, that's how it is. Are you trying to gain sympathy just to get something in return? Shen Qingyin never expected him to be so aggressive. She widened her eyes and shook her head. No, it's not like that. You look so rich. It must be easy for you to make money. If you could help me. She looked completely flustered, looking utterly pitiful. But deep down, she wanted to slap me. If it weren't for your filthy money, you think I'd even bother with you? But I wasn't falling for it at all. Why should I? Shen Qing instinctively bit her lip at those 3 words. She hugged her knees and cried even harder. This world is so unfair. If you're so rich, why won't you help me? I work so hard every day, ever since I started my business. All the money I earned probably isn't even enough for you to spend in a day. Just pity me a little. And when I get rich, I'll repay you. She wiped her tears after saying that. Seeing this scene, most of the viewers in the livestream expressed their sympathy. This Su Fan, is he even human? Shen Qingyin is working so hard and she's so pitiful. He's clearly loaded. Yet he won't even cover her ambulance fee. Seriously, I'm speechless. At this moment, even I had to admire the girl's eyes. Such eyes. This round of moral coercion you played was really slick. So what if I have money? What, just because you have money? You think rich people get their money out of thin air? Who in this world makes money easily? Who starts a business without hardship? Just then, the ambulance arrived. Seeing the doctors and nurses getting out of the ambulance, Shen Qingyin quickly shook her head. No need. I'm already feeling much better. Thank you. If I really get taken away by them, I'll be laughed at for sure. Afraid they wouldn't believe her, Shen Qingyin quickly moved her limbs widely. Really, I'm fine now. Sorry to trouble you. The lead doctor looked at Shen Qingyin with some frustration. Sorry, miss. Once we depart, whether emergency aid was given or not, payment is still required. So, Shen Qingyin painfully paid the bill. Meanwhile, Ling Chun, hearing the ambulance siren and rushing over, was surprised to see me here. He came up to greet me. Brother Han, what's going on? Su Cheng smiled. It's nothing. Just stepped out for some air and helped someone while I was at it. Hearing that, Shen Qingyin was furious. But soon after, she noticed Ling Chun's clothes. Clearly the attire of a wealthy man. Ling Chun scratched the back of his head with a bright smile on his face. Brother Fan, you're really warm-hearted. By the way, a few girls are dancing upstairs. Wanna come take a look? I nodded. Sure. Let's go. As we turned to leave, Shen Qingyin suddenly called out. Take me to see the world, won't you? Brother, I think what you said earlier made some sense. In the end, I just don't understand rich people very well. This could be a good opportunity for me. Her eyes sparkled like stars, and she deliberately said it louder, while looking at the two of us. Hearing that, I slightly furrowed my brow, but seeing her pitiful expression, refusing felt like bullying her. In the end, I softened and nodded slightly. After getting permission, Shen Qingyan excitedly followed behind. Soon, we reached the rooftop. Looking at everything around her, Shen Qingyan was so amazed that her jaw dropped. Deep inside, a strange wave of motivation suddenly surged up. Su Fan, no matter what I say today, I must win you over. At the same time, viewers in the livestream also saw through the mini camera on Shen Qingyan, a full view of the private golf course. Everyone went crazy in the chat. This is utterly inhumane. The jars and containers placed around the lounge. Why do they look like antiques to me? Meanwhile, after Ling Chun and I went up, we chatted with everyone. When the topic of entrepreneurship came up, Shen Qingyan's eyes suddenly lit up. Her chance had come. She naturally lifted her chin, a confident smile on her face. Entrepreneurship is truly hard. I only sleep for hours a day. While building a business and earning money, I also support my family. The stress caused me to lose hair constantly, but thankfully my hard work paid off. From nothing, now I've earned tens of millions. As Shen Qingyan said this, her eyes casually swept across the crowd. So, what if they're rich? Aren't they all relying on their parents? At the same time, her words piqued everyone's curiosity. One socialite among them widened her eyes in surprise. Sis, you're so hardworking. And you're so beautiful too. I wonder what kind of boys a successful woman like you would like. That question was also something others at the scene were curious about. Shen Qingyan covered her mouth with a shy smile and bashfully looked toward me. I like guys like Brother Su Cheng. She sneaked a glance at me right after saying that. Oh, actually, I'm not that picky. My requirements aren't too much, as long as he's over 190 centimeters tall, not too fat, not too skinny. Preferably with some muscles, and not too bad looking. Otherwise, it'll affect our children's genes. He also has to be able to make money. And give me a 100,000 yuan allowance every month. Everyone at the scene was stunned by her words. The atmosphere suddenly became a little awkward. However, Shen Qingyan didn't seem to notice. With a smile, she continued, of course, it hasn't been easy for my parents to raise me. He must regularly send money to my family. Not too much. 2 million yuan a year should be enough. As for marriage, the bride price must be at least 5 million, and he should buy 4 houses for my family. Just put them under my little brother's name. He's still young now, but he'll need them when he gets married. I'm so outstanding and can earn money too. Asking for this much isn't too much, right? After hearing that, I wasn't surprised at all. I sneered coldly and said, just shut up already. You really aren't afraid of embarrassment, using the excuse of filial piety to get others to pay. What kind of family is that? 2 million yuan a year on average, and another 100,000 as monthly pocket money. That's just blatant gold digging. I was too embarrassed to call it out just now. Have some shame, will you? I'm begging you. In an instant, Shen Qingyan's face turned red. Those rich second-generation kids around all stared at her with mocking expressions, looking at how calm I was. Shen Qingyan gritted her teeth in anger. If you don't look out for yourself, you'll be doomed. Haven't you heard of that saying? Everything I have, I earned through my own hard work. You rich second-gens who rely on your families. What right do you have to look down on me? Take away your parents and you're nothing. Shen Qingyan's words. Her words sparked a reaction from the livestream viewers. Yeah, they're just a bit luckier than others. They only have a few stinking bucks in hand. What's so great about that? A girl that's outstanding. What's wrong with finding someone to share her burdens? Shen Qingyan snorted coldly, crossed her arms, and raised her chin subconsciously, looking at me with a contemptuous gaze. Everything you have now was given by your parents. Without them, you are nothing. What right do you have to criticize me? This hotel, those luxury cars you own, even the clothes you're wearing right now. Aren't they all from your parents? Without them, you're nobody. Shen Qingyan's remarks made everyone's expressions turn a little ugly, because most people indeed had no careers of their own. The money in their hands was basically from their families. To the audience watching the live stream, this moment felt incredibly satisfying. The production crew was even more delighted. Well said. I've long disliked this bunch of rich kids. All of them acting like they're so important. They really think they're something. That line was a direct hit. Lin Juan was so excited she slammed the table. Su Fan. Wasn't Su Fan acting all high and mighty? Now he's met his match, hasn't he? I'd love to see how he talks his way out of this. she quickly checked the backend data. The comments this time were unusually united. Everyone was siding against her. Even many male viewers agreed. This Su fan is hilarious. He looks like a total loser. If it weren't for the social status his parents gave him, he wouldn't be standing on the moral high ground judging others every day. If not for his parents, he would have been beaten up by someone long ago. But just then, I smiled lightly. Sorry to disappoint you all. I'm first generation rich. Everything you see here now was earned by me alone. As soon as I said that, everyone was stunned. Shen Qingyan was stunned. Impossible. You're lying. The livestream comment section exploded. Holy crap. Is this for real? This kind of harsh comeback gave me chills. Su fan is only in his 20s. That's impossible. This has to be fake. Hearing this, Shen Qingyan sneered. You're so young. And you earn that much money. Who are you trying to fool? You think I'm a 3-year-old? Right then, I pulled out my tablet and opened the official business registry page. Everyone leaned forward to take a look. Everything was listed under my name. Luxury cars, villas, hotels, all of them were purchased solely by me. I handed the tablet over to Shen Qingyan. I didn't say a single word. But Shen Qingyan felt like a thunderbolt exploded beside her ears. Everything really belonged to him. How could that be possible? How did he even do it? The livestream viewers were even more shocked. So rich and still so young. And he earned all of it by himself. Now, if you told me he could tear an atom bomb in half, I'd probably believe it. After seeing the tablet info, Shen Qingyan was totally dumbfounded. But at the same time, she suddenly felt that Su fan looked far more impressive in her eyes. Young and rich. Wasn't that exactly her ideal type? As long as she could get Su fan's attention and use a few tricks to make him fall for her, her future would be set for life. Thinking of that, the corner of her eye caught sight of an antique vase on the display shelf. Instantly, she felt emboldened. The corners of her mouth lifted. She looked at me with a scornful expression. So, what if you're really rich? Take a look at that vase. If I'm not mistaken, that's a Kangshira blue longevity porcelain, and it's a rare piece. That's a National Museum treasure. Don't tell me that one's real too. After speaking, she looked at me with a mocking gaze. At the same time, the vase caught the curiosity of everyone watching the live stream. Haha, got exposed, huh? Got called out for showing off in front of so many people. So embarrassing. Su Cheng really knows how to act. Didn't expect someone there to actually know antiques. Totally shot himself in the foot. Just then, from the production crew, a staff member hurriedly ran to the director. Sisterling, hurry and tell the crew on site to stop Shen Qingyan. That vase is real. A mysterious tycoon bought it for 180 million overseas and secretly lent it to us. That museum tycoon is Su fan himself. It's usually kept at Su fan's place. Only when needed do they borrow it from him. Hearing this, Lin Zhuanru felt like she was struck by lightning. We're screwed. This time it's a disaster. She sucked in a cold breath. At the same time, I took a few documents out of a drawer nearby. These were the contract and invoice from when I bought that vase at auction. Sometimes I loan it to the museum. They say it's their national treasure, but it's usually stored at my place. Shen Qingyan was totally stunned. Her eyes widened. Her mind went completely blank. This is impossible. That thing really belongs to him. How can that be? Shen Qingyan started to panic. I don't believe it. This must be fake. You're lying to me, she shouted and tried to snatch the receipt from my hand. But Ling Chun quickly pushed her away. Security, get this crazy woman out of here. Just as he finished, security arrived. They grabbed Shen Qingyan by the arm. She was both humiliated and flustered. She kept struggling as they took her away. Just as she got downstairs, she got a call from the show's production team. Do you have any idea how many people you just offended? If you can do the job, do it. If not, get lost. The director Lin Zhuan was so furious she could explode. Shen Qingyan quickly responded, Leader, it was indeed my mistake just now. I momentarily lost control of my temper. But don't worry, I still have some tricks up my sleeve. I'll definitely be able to handle Sukeng. Hearing the firm tone on the other end, the gloom on Lin Zhuan's face began to ease. I can tell you're capable. I appreciate your talent, so this time, no matter what, you must succeed, and I'll give you a bonus reward afterward. Hearing this, Shen Qingyan's eyes lit up. Even though she had just been harshly scolded, no matter what, her goal was achieved. She not only promoted her product, but also got to know a bunch of rich heirs. If she could win Sufan over, she would become the pinnacle of all women in Tianhai. As time passed, everyone had dinner together, then each returned to their respective homes. At that moment, I was lying on the villa sofa, reading text messages about the rewards received in the past 2 days. If this had been in the past, I wouldn't even have dared dream of it. Just then, I got a call from Lincoln. Brother Fan, there's a charity auction tomorrow at Tianhai Grand Hall. I've already taken care of all the paperwork for you. You can just show up tomorrow. Just as I was about to refuse, I paused and thought, the system is triggering more frequently now, and the rewards keep increasing. If I just stay at home, I won't be able to gain any more experience. With that in mind, I agreed right away. All right. See you there. Oh right, you said a few days ago you liked that obsta. It's yours now. Hearing that, Lincoln was thrilled. He immediately replied, thank you, Godfather. The next day, I arrived early at the auction. Under Lincoln's guidance, we entered the lounge. Everyone, there was someone of status. There were even several people. They often appear on news programs. Meanwhile, on the production team's side, the host Wei Lei was smiling. Dear viewers, today we are once again joined by our tester, Shen Qingyan. Ms. Shen has summarized her experiences and is now full of confidence, determined to win. Please look forward to her performance. After that, the camera switched over. Shen Qingyan appeared in a very elegant dress, surrounded by many bodyguards and assistants, adding up to more than 10 people. Such a grand entrance immediately attracted a lot of attention. However, Shen Qingyan didn't catch my attention. She deliberately walked toward me and stopped right beside me, one hand on her waist, the other brushing back the bangs on her forehead, exuding charm as if saying, watch me make you fall for me. After a few seconds of pause, she pretended to have just noticed me and was about to greet me, only to find I didn't even glance at her and walked right past her. Seeing this, Shen Qingyan's expression froze. She stomped her foot in anger. Viewers in the live stream were laughing like crazy. That's hilarious. She twisted herself into that pose, yet he didn't even look at her. Our brother Su Fan puts arrogant people in their place. He's just not into that stuff. As time went on, everyone quickly took their seats. The auction host entered, wearing a very elegant and professional suit. Good morning, distinguished guests. Welcome to the Tianhai City Charity Auction. This charity auction will donate all proceeds to children in poor mountain areas. First, let me introduce the sapphire necklace. Starting bid, 5 million. Please place your bids. I quietly sat and watched. I didn't make any bids. After several rounds of bidding by the host, they were about to settle the price, when suddenly, someone sent a message to the host via earpiece. A mysterious buyer placed a higher bid. After receiving the notice, the host quickly spoke up. We now have a mysterious bidder offering 25 million. Is there anyone with a higher bid? The host asked 3 times with no response, because this price exceeded the actual value of the sapphire necklace. Several other items were auctioned off afterward, most of which were purchased by the same mysterious buyer. I sat still without reacting at all. I just occasionally took out my phone to check messages. Looking at the transaction messages on my phone, I felt secretly delighted. However, seeing me not reacting, Shen Qingyan couldn't help but frown, because the items up for auction kept getting more expensive. Her original plan was to raise the price intentionally when Sufan started bidding and provoke him. She wanted to use this strategy to make Sufan overspend, drain his wallet, then realize it was all for a woman and suffer the consequences. By then, he would surely lash out in anger, exposing his true colors. But no matter how much she calculated, she didn't expect the starting prices to be so high. She couldn't afford them at all. As time passed, the host announced clearly and precisely, now, let's move on to the final auction item. A pair of celadon vases provided by a mysterious donor. According to expert appraisal, this pair of celadon vases originated from an imperial kill, with inscriptions from several generations of emperors on the base. They are rare heirloom treasures. Respecting the donor's wishes, the bidding starts with no reserve price. The moment arrived, everyone fell silent. All eyes were fixed on the pair of celadon vases. Only I remained relaxed and composed, because this pair of vases was the one I had sent here this morning. Upon realizing this, Shen Qingyan's heart raced wildly. She thought, it's been hyped up so much. But since there's no reserve price, doesn't that mean it's not worth much? This is my chance. The opportunity has come. Thinking of borrowing his hands to support her chest, she snorted coldly. Some people are just ridiculous. If you don't have money, what are you doing here? It's already down to the last item, and you still haven't placed a bid. Since you're so stingy, unwilling to part with a few bucks in your pocket, why even show up at a charity auction like this? What a joke. She deliberately spoke loudly, immediately drawing everyone's attention. But I acted like nothing happened, because I couldn't be bothered arguing with idiots. Seeing that I remained silent, Shen Qingyan sneered again. 35 million, she said with a smirk, looking at me with a mocking expression. Everyone around us instantly understood what was really going on. Running into an enemy at this kind of event is normal. So, to avoid being dragged in, the crowd stayed silent, quietly watching the drama unfold. Seeing Shen Qingyan's provocative look, I just felt speechless. At that moment, a system prompt suddenly rang in my mind. System selection triggered successfully. The opponent is maliciously raising the price to embarrass the host. Option 1. Make them bleed, and you will receive a reward of 99.99 million. Option 2. Buy your own item. You'll earn the title of Big Fool and a reward of 1 million. When it comes to choices like this, I've never been soft-hearted. Fine, let's bid who's afraid of who. I bid 40 million. The moment I started bidding, Shen Qingyan immediately felt relieved. She couldn't afford such a high price anyway. She just wanted to provoke me into spending more. Now that the fish has taken the bait, I won't let it go. Seems like you've got some guts. A real man, huh? 45 million after hearing her bid. I couldn't help but frown. You sure about that? Shen Qingyan smiled, her tone dripping with sarcasm. Of course, if you're broke, then get lost. Stop pretending here. Just then, I spoke up. 50 million. Seeing me raise the bid, Shen Qingyan's smile became even brighter. Only raising by 5 million each time, and you call yourself the big boss of Golden Sands Hotel. People who don't know might think you're just some beggar pretending to be rich. Are you really a man or not? Be generous, will you? 60 million, she said, while looking at me provocatively. So I calmly replied, 75 million. Miss Shen, I suggest you give up. Raising the bid further wouldn't be worth it. Shen Qingyan laughed even more happily at those words, thinking I was getting desperate. What do I have to regret? After all, since I started the company, I've made quite a bit of money. Unlike you, being stingy all the time. If you really don't have the money on hand, there's no need to fight me. No need to lose so much money just for pride. Wouldn't you agree? I bid 80 million. As soon as those words came out, everyone gasped in shock, because anyone with eyes could see Shen Qingyan had pushed the price way too high. That pair of Celadon vases was worth at most 60 million. But Shen Qingyan looked completely confident, staring at me with contempt and provocation. The onlookers at the auction got even more excited. Nice one. Such a generous beauty. Give up, kid. You can't beat this lady. I started to look a little hesitant. Shen Qingyan, you really don't need to keep competing with me. If you can't pay up, that would be pretty embarrassing. 85 million, let's stop here. No need to push it further online. Hearing all the crowd's praise, Shen Qingyan was absolutely thrilled inside. If you're broke, just say it. I thought someone like you, who owns Golden Sands Hotel, was filthy rich. I thought you'd be a generous and kind-hearted person. But it turns out you're nothing special. 90 million. The host on stage couldn't contain his excitement. He became visibly emotional. This lady's bid is incredibly high. It shows just how passionate she is about charity. Especially considering how young she is. She's truly a standout among successful people. Now, I wonder if this gentleman can offer an even higher price. I furrowed my brows, my expression turning a little grim. The crew members were bursting with excitement. Tears of relief were about to fall, finally breaking down under pressure. Huh? It hasn't been easy. At last, it's coming to an end. This fast-track guy nearly exhausted 3 test evaluators. At this rate, she really might crack soon. Heaven must be watching over us. But just then, I suddenly stood up. I let out a soft sigh. Looking sincerely at Shen Qingyan, I clapped my hands. Boss Shen, such determination. You're truly generous in the name of charity. I, Sue, deeply admire that. To tell you the truth, this final auction item I donated it this morning. I spent 50 million to acquire it from an overseas auction. Originally, I intended to buy it back at a higher price as a charity gesture, but I didn't expect Miss Shen to keep competing with me. Seems she truly loves this pair of vases. In that case, I won't snatch it from her. The vases are yours. Shen Qingyan was dumbfounded. How could this be? How did it turn out like this? I've been played like a fool. Now even selling the company won't be enough to pay for it. No, I absolutely can't let it end like this.